So guys, before we get into this video, I'm looking at my analytics right now, and the NIIC vlog that I put up 21 hours ago, as of time of recording right now, has 368 views and 16 likes. In the first 16 hours it was up, it got 16 likes, which you know, isn't saying much on the grand scheme of things, but for my channel is really huge. So I want to say thanks to all the guys who did enjoy that, because the vlogs were always something fun that I did, just because I always like to re-watch them years down the line and just reminisce on the time I have with my friends. So since it seems like a lot of people are enjoying them, I'm definitely going to be thinking about doing vlogs more often. So if you guys do enjoy videos, please do hit the like button, because at the very least it makes me feel really happy, and it makes me know that I'm doing a good job on here, because I am mostly doing this for fun and kind of hoping that it can help me reimburse some of my Pokemon costs a little bit on the side, but it's just awesome. So yeah, keep liking all the videos as long as you like them, at the very least, to make me happy. But it does help with that YouTube algorithm, helps you see more videos like mine in the future and stuff like that. But on the left here, more importantly, into the game, we have Alan Rogers, Arceus guy himself, versus Nico, that we saw in the previous round was on the other side of the table playing Lugia. He's the guy who beat me in the previous round. If you did not see that, go ahead and look that up. This will all be in a playlist for 2024 season Paldea Evolved matches, as well as I want to say I need to give Alan credit. Alan created the deck list that Anthony Bruno got top 8 at Puerto Rico with, so props to Anthony Bruno for getting top 8 at Puerto Rico, because that's somewhat of an accomplishment. Those special events are always small tournaments, so they're not that difficult, but I mean, still, top 8 is impressive no matter the size of the tournament, in my opinion. Anything below that is a different story, but well, anything below top 16, in my opinion, isn't super impressive, no matter the size of the tournament, even at NAIC, where there was almost 1,900 people. But Alan did create that deck list. He is playing the exact 60 at this tournament. This is the same day that Puerto Rico was going on, I want to say. This was a couple weeks ago, as of time of recording. Alan also did get top 128 with Arceus Giratina, without the Umbreon. He is playing Arca Giratina this time, but without the Umbreon, just playing a more consistent version with the Bibarel. For NAIC, made top 128, and our friend James Thiel, who got second place at Salt Lake City Regionals with a different Arceus list, was also playing the same 60 as Alan was for NAIC. Actually, James Thiel made that list. Alan didn't. Because I was really trying to convince Alan to play Bibarel, and instead of making his own list, because it was so last minute, Alan was testing like every version of Arceus imaginable, I just told him copy James's 60, because he has been beating Gardevoir left and right, and he said, okay. So James ended up making top 64, so again, pretty decent for him. But this is a very interesting list. After a while, Alan was always like not on Bibarel, not on Luminion in his Arceus list, just relying on top decking and playing Judge every turn and hoping that he doesn't brick off his own Judge, which he always would. And now that there is a single Luminion in this list, and he's got the Umbreons to be able to like have a boss effect as well, along with the Adventurer's Discovery, it actually makes this list very consistent. So Alan really is an Arceus god himself. Being able to put these things together finally. So trying to give him the credit he deserves. Also, Ian Robb was inspired by Anthony Bruno's top 8 list, which again Alan made, and that is why he played Arceus Duraludon Umbreon. He felt that Duraludon was a just better meta call, and he also replaced, I think, 3 of the Lost Cities with Path to Peak. I think it was like 3 Path and 1 Lost City or something in his list, because Ian values Path to the Peak, and before NAIC, I don't think Alan did either. He did not respect Path to the Peak's power. So, Alan is directly responsible for Ian's choice of deck, although Alan did not craft the exact 60, but the exact 60 Ian played was inspired in part by Alan's deck. So, he's been on a roll recently. So hopefully we can stick that roll through the rest of the 2024 season that has just started. But unfortunately, this is still a 2023 season match. So Alan is able to get his Arceus going. He does have the Starbirth. He does have the double turbo energy on this Arceus. So he will be able to knock out this Stone Journer. I think it was definitely the correct choice for Nico to start the Stone Journer because he did know that, of course, Alan was going to be playing Arceus V-Star. It's very good against it. Nico unfortunately missed the turn 2 Archeops. He had the evolution into the Lugia V-Star, which we can see down below there under the glare, but had no way to get Archeops into the discard pile. So unfortunately got a little bit punished there for starting the Stone Journer, but I still think that that was the correct choice to make. And of course, the next turn gets the Professor Burnett. Big sad. So Alan now has a fully set up Giratina V-Star. Giratina V-Star can one-shot Lugia V-Star. Unfortunately, Lugia does have the V-Guard energy on it, so it does take 30 less. Giratina does do exactly 280, which is enough to knock out Lugia, but with the V-Guard energy is 30 short, so Alan will need to find a choice belt at some point so he can start one-shotting Lugias. So we do have the double Archeops here. We are going to be able to charge 3 energies into play onto this Lugia in the active spot. We have Jet, Gift, and Luminous Energy. I'm not quite sure why he's playing the Luminous Energy. I'm not sure if maybe he has a Radiant Charizard in the deck, which would be a pretty good idea. It's pretty aggressive, but I think that the Radiant Serena is just a better meta call these days because of both Urshifu and like the Inteleon Urshifu Rapid Strike, as well as the Lost Box decks. You always want to remove as much damage from your board as possible. The Charizard doesn't really do too much against those. It is a lot better against decks like Alan's though, so if he does have that in there, that would work out pretty well. But we are going to see an Ultra Ball here from Alan after the Lost City is discarded by the Tempest Dive, doing quite a lot of damage to the Arceus V-Star. Alan does Ultra Ball for the Umbreon VMAX to get the boss effect to bring up the Archeops. So Alan is going to use this opportunity to go back to even prizes, and now all he has to do is knock out 2 double prize Pokemon, two of these V Pokemon in order to win the game. And now Nico will be with a bit of a handicap because he does not have access to both of his Archeops anymore. Alan also uses this opportunity to Trinity Nova energies to the Umbreon VMAX so that that can attack as well if it needs to, or at least retreat. The only thing that is a little bit unfortunate about Alan's situation currently is that you would love to attack with Giratina and use the double turbos off of the damaged Arceus V-Star that you're no longer going to be attacking with in order to basically get free lost impacts off, it feels like. Because you can lost zone 1 double turbo energy since it is 2 energy. Giratina says 2 energy, not 2 energy cards. So you can lost zone 1 double turbo energy. Since it's attached to a Pokemon, it is counting as 2 energies. So it will fulfill the entire requirement of lost impacts, lost zoning. So we are going to see this Arceus go down, losing access to those double turbo energies. But if we just see like another attached return of a double turbo, that'll be pretty good because Alan should be playing 4 of those, of course, since this is an Arceus deck. You just want to make sure you don't attach it to the Giratina because that will reduce its damage output by 20. As long as it's attached to a different Pokemon, it will not be reducing Giratina's damage output. So we do see Nico does use an urn to put back in a single strike energy. Single strike energy. It's funny. Attaches for turn to the Tyranitar V. Almost uses the lone Archeops to charge up the Lugia V-Star, but is thinking a little bit better of it. He's going to put 2 single strike energies to the Tyranitar. I definitely think that that is the correct choice. You want to power up a big Tyranitar so that it can one-shot a VMAX Pokemon, potentially, so that you can go on a prize lead. Or at least the Giratina V-Star, because the Giratina V-Star is the threat of the board right now. So Alan has a 2-card hand. It looks like a Darkness Energy in there. He could always just attach the Darkness Energy, and that will help his Giratina be able to use its Lost Impact. Looks like we do. I think we top deck the Adventurer's Discovery, so that can get us the next Umbreon VMAX if we want to bring something else up to knock it out. That way we can attack around the V-Guard energy and give us more time to find the Choice Belt so that we can one-shot this active. If we can knock out the Tyranitar V here, we are removing the threat of getting one shot to the Giratina, and thus be able to take all 4 of our final prize cards with this one Giratina. So Alan correctly chooses the Luminion as well as the Umbreon VMAX, is going to evolve into the Umbreon VMAX to bring up that Tyranitar to be able to, again, attack around that V-Guard energy. We will be able to take 2 prize cards this turn. Even has the Choice Belt in hand. I didn't even notice that. So Alan is going to be able to one-shot this Lugia on the next turn, ignoring the V-Guard energy, basically. And attaches the Darkness energy. Now Alan can Lost Zone 1 energy from Giratina and 1 energy from Umbreon. Still has a fully loaded up Giratina in the active spot, with no way for Nico to be able to one-shot it, because if he were to establish another Tyranitar, he would have to attach a single strike energy for turn, charge 2 from the deck to it, and he would only be able to attack with the first attack Cragalanche and not the single strike Crush, so will not be able to knock out the Giratina in 1 hit. So this is checkmate now. The best that Nico could really do is maybe attack with the Arceus, force Alan to take an odd prize. Which is specifically why Alan went to even prizes with the opportunity of knocking out that one Arceus earlier. But yeah, Nico realizes that there is nothing he can do at this point. And yeah, even if you establish the Tyranitar, you would have needed like a 2 urns. You've already used 1. It just feels really bad, and you wouldn't be able to do it in 1 turn because you only have 1 Arceus. So perfectly executed by Alan. Again, showing why this deck got top 8 in Puerto Rico. It is very powerful. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Do not forget to comment, like, and subscribe. All of that good stuff up above. As I said, the likes do matter. They make me giddy. The subscribes make it so that you can always see my videos as they come out in your subscriber feed. I know a lot of people just look at their homepage, but if you look at your subscriber page, all of the people that you are subscribed to, all of their newest videos show up in newest to oldest order, so you can always scroll through that to see your the videos from any of your favorite people. And comment down below what you think about stuff, and we will see you guys next time.